Well, let's have a quick look at resumes inside Word. Word has some very good templates. And so just open up Word, go to New Document, look for suggested searches, resumes, cover letters. Click on that and see what pops up. The first thing I want to point out is that when you're looking, just have a good look at all the different formats and think to yourself, which would you like to look at? And imagine yourself as someone in HR with 500, 600, 700 resumes in front of them. And what if they all look like these bottom ones? Basically white pieces of paper with type on them. Boring. Boring. Who wants to read any of that? Who, like, seriously, after the first 100 or so, and believe me, that's 99% of them will look like that. You really want to find a different career rather than HR. You, as a job applicant, need to stand out from the crowd and just imagine a stack of 500 of these boring white ones and say, well, what can I do that will make my resume pop out a little bit? It doesn't have to be much. A little splash of color, like that one, will pop out. It's actually, it's not bad. I kind of, just from a distance, I like that. It would catch my eye, and that's your goal. Catch the eye of the reader. Make them take notice. Okay, it's better than the white paper. Some of these other ones, let's go up here. Many of these are just over the top. I'm not keen on flowers and fancy designs. There could be cases where that would be appropriate, but it's a bit too much, generally speaking, for professional resumes. These all have a bit too much color. There's too much going on. It's distracting, so I'm not keen on that. And many of these also include photographs, which, if you like the overall design, you can just delete the photograph. So say you like this green cube one, I'm sure you could just get rid of that photograph. Photographs are used extensively in Europe, but not so much in North America, so I'd be careful about putting the photograph in. And you know these purple ones? The purple is maybe a bit too gaudy. You want to stand out, but you don't want to jump on their face. Now, we'll take something, if you find one that you think works in general, like for example, this is pretty basic, looks pretty basic. Let's create it and see what happens. Okay, you can take it and edit it. My name here, title if you want a title, get rid of it if you don't think it's appropriate. The contact area, fine. You can edit this. And, you know, education, you probably want, you know, your university, blah, 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 blah. You probably don't want that part. You know, don't, like, if that's high school, get rid of it. From a, you know, looking at it, I think the experience might be given priority here. It's a bit easier to see. My eye falls to the experience chunk. You want the eye of the reader to fall on your skills. So the first thing I would change in the editing is just bump up that font size. Not that big, not that big, maybe that big. 22. That might be good. Change the name, because it's not skills, it's relevant skills. And it's not just experience, it's relevant experience. Do not use work experience. As soon as I see work experience, I go, no. That's a bit better, I think, from a distance. You might want to think about changing the color patterns and go to design, go to colors, customize the colors, and you'll see here that this light blue is this area, accent 5. You could change it to there, make it maybe, or give it a bit of color. I don't know. Play around. Maybe you don't like that. That would really clash with the brown at the top, so maybe accent 2, change that. Ooh, could go a slightly darker shade of the same color. Yeah. Maybe I'm going to change the color of the text. But you could font color, like, I don't know, what would stand out there? New, no, no, no. No, I don't know. Well, you can play around with font colors. But you can see that's a fairly clear, crisp design. Maybe too colorful. The profile box, resumes used to offer or ask or suggest that you put in your objectives, career objectives. I say get rid of it. Nobody cares about your career objectives. You want to work there? Fine. The profile is a bit more like the relevant skills. Say you want to be a barista, you want to work at a coffee shop as a barista, and you're passionate about coffee. You can put, you're a coffee geek, and you've done X, Y, and Z. Maybe you roast coffee. You know coffee inside out. You know the different types of coffee beans, green beans, and how to roast them and how to pull out flavors. You've worked as a barista, so this would be a relevant experience. So, working as a barista, yada yada yada, working in a coffee roastery, blah blah blah. So it backs up your skill set. Pulling espressos in 25 seconds, adjusting the pull of coffees. Those would be the skills that the barista, the coffee shop would want. You can put that little connection in your profile that you are in fact a geek here. Telling them that you want to work in a coffee roastery is kind of stupid because they already know that and you're applying for the job. Career objectives, I don't get. So that's one example. Take a workable template and tweak it. Make it yours. Change the fonts. Change the colors. Change it around. It will